Hi everyone, I'm Aaliyah Baker, the founder of Ballet for Black and Brown Bodies, and I'm super happy to be here at the Hayti Center today to bring you a little introductory beginning level ballet class. Ballet simply means to dance, and the style that many of you may be familiar with was kind of codified and put together in France hundreds of years ago. So most of the terms that I will talk about today are in French names, but they really correlate to human movements that each body can most likely attempt to do. And so we're going to go through some of those different exercises today. Ballet is based off of 5 positions of the feet. So if you stand kind of in a natural, kind of parallel position, however you would naturally stand, generally most of us have our feet kind of facing forward, or maybe they're slightly angled out, but usually in the general frontward direction. In ballet, most of our exercises are done with our feet in a rotated position called turnout. And so from this sort of natural position, you can easily slide your feet out, your toes to the side, and see how your legs can open their sockets. Okay? And so from this easy turned out position, where your knees are over your toes and everything's aligned on your hips, if you slide your feet together, you've achieved the first position. Position number 1. And usually we have our arms either down here, kind of rounded at the bottom, or in front of our chest in first position. Then, if we were to open our legs out to the side and put our heels underneath our shoulders, so you can kind of feel a little X of the body here. So this box from our shoulders all the way down to our heels is second position. And notice that my feet are still kind of pointing out to the side in that turnout. And you might even start to feel the muscles in your legs work as you push into the ground to maintain that rotation position in the second. From here, our arms usually will match in a wide second position. I like to think of this as if you're hugging maybe a big, really, really huge tree that you can't even get your arms all the way around, and you curve, and your fingers and everything are reaching around that tree. From here, we will put one heel in front of the other heel, and this is our third position, okay? So from the side, I'll turn aside, this looks like just one foot slightly in front of the other for the heels. And you do that on both sides. Just right in the middle of our foot, kind of where your arch is where the heel of the front foot goes. And again, pushing down into the ground, using your abdominal muscles with your belly button speaking to your spine to help you to balance in that position. As your feet get closer and closer together, it gets a little bit more challenging to balance, which is why ballet dancers have to work at it every day, because it's not necessarily the most natural stance in the whole entire world. From here, we can go out to fourth position, and that's really just pointing the one foot into the front and taking a step forward. So this is a wide front-back position, similar to how second is a side-to-side position. So again, this is what it looks like for the front, one leg kind of crossed over with a little space in between the two, and from the side, you can see more clearly that space. Here, I'm still trying to rotate both legs and push my energy into the ground and keep my weight in between both feet rather than having it on the back foot only or on the front foot only. All right, from here, we're going to go to position number 5, the fanciest one and maybe the one that's most closely associated with ballet, where you bring this foot that's in the front back and it's crossed all the way over. So this is what it looks like from the side. One foot completely in front of the other foot. From the front, you can see it's more crossed over than our third position, which was a little bit more open. So third, the heel is in front of maybe the arch of the other foot. And in fifth position, we have our heel in front of the toe of the back foot and our toe on this side in front of our heel of the other foot. Try it on both sides. And you can kind of feel the difference. For me and for most people's bodies, our sides are not completely symmetrical. So one side may feel good and the other side may feel a little bit harder to do. That's totally okay. Just stand in the position that is the most comfortable for your body. And really, in all of these positions, what you want to make sure of is that your knees are in alignment over your toes. The reason is you don't want your knees to kind of be outside of the frame of your toes so that you can just make sure you don't hurt your knees. Really important. For today, we're primarily going to use our first position, our second position, and third or fifth, just depending on how much ballet you know and how familiar and comfortable you are with the positions. Okay? So first 5 positions of the body down, and we're ready to now move on to the 3 movements that form pretty much every single step that you do in ballet. Those steps are plie, tendu, and relevé. Again, I mentioned that the names are in French, so plie basically means to bend. It's a bend of our knees. And when our knees bend, we also see that there's a bend in our ankles and a little bit of a relaxation that happens in our hips so that our legs in the hip socket can easily go down and up. All right, so now it is time for us to try to put some of those steps together. So we're going to use plie, tendu, and relevé to build some combinations. And generally we start kind of slow, we warm up our body, and then the movements get a little bit bigger and a little bit faster until we have done an entire bar. And bar, again, is where we kind of hold on and we practice with a little bit of support so that we can find our balance before we step away from the bar and we move into the center of the floor and we do even bigger, bolder movements in the center. So it's really important before doing any kind of like exercise or dancing to get your body prepared and warmed up. So I'm going to share a little warm-up combination with us that's going to help us just kind of articulate through all of our body, get it moving, get it stretched out, and ready for our plie combination. So I'm going to start with my left hand on the bar, and I'm just going to keep my feet in that natural parallel we talked about, and I'm going to keep my arm down with a soft little rounding of my hand and my wrist, okay? Now we're going to go plie and stretch in parallel, then turn out and pull the heels together to first position. And then we're going to roll down from the top of our head. We're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 counts to roll over. And you might want to let go of the bar or whatever you're holding on to. And then you're going to plie and stretch, plie and stretch. Then rolling up from the bottom of your spine. 6, 7, 8. Turn in. 1, 2, turn out. Pull it together. Rolling down. 6, 7, 8. Plie and stretch. Plie and stretch. Rolling up from the bottom of the spine. My head is the last thing to come up. Feel free to hold on the whole time if that makes you feel more secure, or you can have your arms hang over with you while you are stretching over as well. We're going to try that 4 times, and each time just really pay attention to what's happening in your body. So your dancing is going to look a little bit different than mine. Everyone's going to look a little bit different, and it's really important for you to tune in to how this feels in your body. See if you can start to relax and release any tension in your body and just enjoy the movement, okay? So I think maybe we're ready to try it with some music. We'll wait for the music to come in. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. We play, bend, and stretch, turning out, pull the heels together, rolling down. 6, you have 7, 8, we plie, and stretch, plie, 7, 8. We have plie. 1, 2. Turn the feet out. Pull the heels together. Rolling down. 5, 6, 7, 8. We plie. Bending the ankles and the knees. Stretch. And bend. And stretch. We roll up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn our feet in. And I'm going to turn around. We're going to do it to the other side. Here we go. Plie. And stretch. Turn the feet out. Heels together. Rolling down. Top of the head. 6, 7, 8. Here plie. And stretch. And stretch. Rolling up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your feet in. We're going to do it one last time. 7, 8. Plie. Stretch. Rotate out. Pull the heels together. Rolling head down. 1, 2. Plie. And stretch. Rolling up. And done. So now that we've done our little warm up, we've gotten our back moving, we've gotten our knees and our ankles moving, we're gonna move on to our plies, which is oftentimes the very first combination in a ballet class. And so we're gonna take our first position, and you can either maybe have your arms to the side, on your hip, or down. Just somewhere where you don't have to worry about it too much, you can focus on your legs. So I'm gonna put mine on my hip for today. And we're gonna take in first position, a demi-plie and stretch. A demi-plie and stretch. Grand plie. 1 and 2, coming up, and 4. From here, we're gonna take a little bend over to the front and stretch. So we're gonna just bend, 2, 3, 4, coming up, 5, 6, open to our second position. We're gonna tendu to second position. Same thing. Demi-plie and stretch. Demi-plie and stretch. Grand plie a little bit bigger, coming up. Now we're gonna take a bend into the bar. We're gonna reach big rainbow over the top of our head. 3, 4, coming up. 5, 6, we use our last 2 counts to transition. 7, 8 to our third. Demi-plie and stretch. Demi-plie and stretch. Grand plie. All the way down, all the way up. This time we're going to take our hand that's on the bar and take a big stretch away from the bar. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to go back to our first position to finish. And then we're going to push into that releve. And then if you're feeling fancy and on your legs and on balance, you can see if you can let go, find a balance, and then lower your heels and plie. And that's the end of our plies. So we do that on our right side and then on our left side. And generally in ballet, we'll do one side and then we'll do a little turn around. It doesn't have to be a fancy move, but just a little transition to the other side and go right into that, okay? So I think now we're ready to try it with some music. We're gonna have Janelle Monáe assist us in our plies, one of my favorite artists. So left hand on the bar to start, and here we go. There we go. We have 5, 6, put your hand wherever you want to go, and here we go, plie. And demi-plie, and stretch. Demi-plie, 2, big stretch into the bar.
I remember when you laughed when I cut my perm off and you gave me a 6. I was like, baby.
And then we'll tendu, transition. Our left foot now will come in front of our other foot and third. And demi-plie, stretch. Demi-plie, and stretch. All the way down. Coming up. Rainbow away from the bar. And tendu back to first. Plie. Find your releve. And find your balance. And we're done. Okay, we've done our plies, we've got our legs nice and warmed up, we've done some stretches. So now we're going to do our tendu, which again means stretched. And that's the position again, or the move again, where we're sliding our foot along the floor, either to point in front of us, point to the side, or point to the back, okay? So if you think about an X or a T, you want to think about your foot pointing in those directions of the X or the T. So to start our tendus, again, you're going to take one hand on the bar. Usually I start with my left hand, so my right leg can move first. And again, your other arm can be to the side, down, or on your hip. I'm going to choose on my hip again. So we're going to start with our right foot, and we're going to go to the ball of our foot, to the top of our toe, to the ball of the foot, put the heel down. Then we're going to slide it to the front, and we're going to go slide to the ball of our foot, then the toes point, and then our ball of our foot, and the leg comes back in. This is really so you can feel the isolation and articulation of each of those joints and kind of discover all of the different places along your leg and foot that it can bend. So we do the same thing to the side. Ball of the foot, tip of the toe. Ball of the foot, heel comes down to the side. Ball of the foot, point the toe, ball of the foot, back to first. First position is our home base, and we're going to return back to there pretty much on every combination. To the back, ball of the foot, tip of the toe, ball of the foot, down to the back. Ball of the foot, point the toe, ball of the foot, and first. And then one more time to the side for good luck. Ball of the foot, tip of the toe, ball of the foot, heel goes down to the side. Ball of the foot, tip of the toe, ball of the foot, and back to the first. And then you were done. Okay, so really, we're just, again, starting to articulate every part of our foot, every part of our leg. And you'll notice that I'm maintaining this turnout position the whole time. So sometimes it's really tempting to turn it in, but we want to see if we can kind of, as if we had like little lasers on our knee and they're trying to point into the room wherever we're standing, okay? Either in or up when you're in the side, or if you're back, the knee is pointing in, right? Which is different than even pointing down, okay? So play with it. The goal is not to necessarily be perfect, but just to try and experiment and see what you can do. So we'll do this on the right side, and then we'll take a little turn around, and then we'll do it on our left side. And Beyonce is going to assist us with this first slower tendu. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and find your first position as the music gets ready to join us, and think about your abdominal muscles pulling in and your feet into the ground, and making sure you already have a solid base to stand on before we start. Here we go. And let's get ready for the beat. And tip the toe, and metatarsal, and down. Metatarsal to the front, metatarsal, and in. Ball of the foot, tip of the toe, ball of the foot, and down to the side. Ball of the foot, point the toes, ball of the foot, and in to the back. Metatarsal, toes, metatarsal, down at the leg. Metatarsal, toes, metatarsal, and back. One more time to the side. Ready to the other side. We have 5 and 6. Prepare your arms. Here we go. Ball the foot and toes. Ball the foot and down to the front. Metatarsal, toes, metatarsal. In to the side. Ball the foot and toes. Ball the foot and down. Leg added and toes. Ball the foot and in. Metatarsal, toes, metatarsal, toes to the back. Ball the foot, reach the toes. Ball the foot, back to first. Last time to the side, tip of the toes. Ball the foot and heel down. Ball the foot, reach the toes. Ball the foot and in. And you are done. Feel a little bit warm. Even though ballet looks deceptively simple, trying to do those little exercises and keep your balance can actually get a lot of internal warmth going on in your body. I can feel it already. So we've done our pliés, we've done our slower tendus, and now we're going to do a little bit of a faster tendu and also something called dégagé. So we didn't talk about that in the beginning because dégagé and tendus are like, kinfolk. They are cousins. So tendu is on the floor, where we slide our toe to point on the floor. Dégagé means to disengage, and so really what happens here is a little bit fancier. It just comes off the floor, but it's the same basic motion. You go through your tendu motion, and then you do a little bit bigger, and it comes off the floor. So again, this is just, still getting us warmed up, so it's not the biggest kick or the leg in the world, but a little bit of off the floor, get a little bit of air time in that position. So the combination is going to look like this. Again, left hand or whichever hand you want to start with on the bar, hand in your other hand in a position that is comfortable and out of the way. So we're going to go tendu to the front, tendu, this time we plie. To the side and in and side, this time we plie. To the back and in and back, this time we plie. To the side and in and side. Plie. So those are all with tendu, and then we repeat the same pattern with dégagé. Off the floor and in, off the floor with plie. Off the floor, to the side, off the floor, plie. To the back and in, to the back, plie, to the side and in, to the side, and plie. And then you've done your tendus and dégagés on that side, and then we turn around and we do our second side as well. So not too complicated of a pattern. Just have to remember each second movement gets a plie. Okay? And let's try it and see how it goes. Ready for some music. Here we go. Get your hand ready on the bar, get your feet ready in first position, and the music will come in to join us. We're still working with some Beyonce. She's one of my favorite artists. And we'll prepare our arms, and here we go. Front and in, and front, plie, to the side, side, and in, side, plie, to the back, back, and in, back, plie, and side, and in. Now with dégagé off the floor, front and in, front, plie, to the side, side, and in. Push off the floor, plie, to the back, reach, and in, reach, and plie to the side, last time, and in, out, plie, really good. Let's get ready to go to our second side. So go ahead and find your hand on the bar. Get your feet in first position. Prepare your second arm. Here we go. 7, 8. Tendu and in. Tendu, plie, side and in. pliés, our tendus, our dégagés. Now we get to kind of combine all of those into a nice slow movement called rond de jambe. So that means rond, circle of the jambe, which is the leg, right, in French. So really, we're just making big circles with our leg, one at a time. So we'll take our hand on the bar, find the first position, and your other hand either in second or on your hip. And we're going to start with a plie and a tendu happening at the same time. So we're going to plie, tendu front. We're going to stay in plie, carry that leg to the side, carry that leg to the back, and then we stand up. And you can see that I've made that circle and connected the tendu from the front to the side to the back, hence the name rond de jambe. Okay, so after we've done that, then we'll do some with the straight leg. So again, let's start from the beginning. We'll do plie 1, carry side, carry back, stand up. We go front, we go back, we go front, we go back. We go front, all the way to the back, front, all the way to the back. The last one comes off the floor. Front, side, back, and first. And then we reverse it, starting to the back. Back on plie, carry side, so we rotate that heel to the side, then we rotate it to the front, then we stand up on our standing leg. Then we go back, connect the circle to the front, through first position, back, connect the circle to the front, through our home base, back, and one more for the fourth one. Last one comes off the floor, and we go back in that dégagé position, side, and then front, and then finish in first. And let's go ahead and take a stretch to the front, just to kind of stretch our legs out. Big reach over the front, and up, and then big reach over the bar, and up. Big reach away from the bar, and up. And then we can take a little releve at the end to see how our balance is now. We've been kind of working on the balance, standing on one leg and then the other leg, so we can kind of test it on those two legs. All right, so rond de jambe. An important thing to know is when you make the circle, I like to think of it as if you're drawing like a letter big, capital D on the ground, and you come through the first position to make like the long side of the D. You go around and make the curved part of the D, then you make the long, kind of straight part of the D. Each time you want to make sure that you're coming back through first position with your feet turned out to complete the step. Alrighty, I think we'll try it with some music. And this time we're going to have her, also another of my favorite artists, give us a nice kind of emotional music to do our rond de jambes too. Here we go. Find your position. Prepare your arm. We have 7, 8. Start plie front. Plie. Carry side. Carry back. And stand up. Nice and slow. We have front and back. Again, front and back. Front and back. Front, back, one off the floor. We have front and side and back. Finishing first. Here we go, reverse. Plie. And side. And front. And stand. Go back. And front. And back. Front. 2 more. Back. Front. Back. Front. Last one off the floor. We go back. Side. Front. 2 first. Let's bend over to the front and reach towards our toes. Coming up. And into the bar. And away from the bar. down, front, off the floor, back, carry side, carry front, back to first position, and we reach over to stretching out, and up. Gonna go into the bar, and away from the bar. And plie, push into the ground, find your releve. See if you can test your balance here. And when you're ready, plie. And we are done.